People who benefit from us not remembering are the ones who want to control the narrative now.
Yes, and when you think about what the purpose of government is, if you think the purpose of government is to look after its citizens, you're very naive. The purpose of government is to maintain power. And so the government will always put things in place that allow them and best facilitate them to maintain and retain power. So it's hardly a surprise, is it, when we see these things come through?
Yeah. Culture and society definitely wants us to forget certain things. Because if you think about it, as humans, we have muscle memory. I mean, you only have to learn how to ride a bike as a child and you'll never forget. And you may not ride a bike for years, but you'll get on a bike and it will come to you instantly if you've learnt that muscle memory, that knowledge. But there are certain things that are a curve. It's called the forgetting curve, that over time you will forget certain things. And that's because the brains want to be space efficient. If you don't need certain knowledge, you're not going to remember it. So for instance, collectively, we learnt to ride on penny farthings. Well, we don't have them anymore. So why do you need to remember that? Or technology changes. So in some instances, it makes sense to forget. It's not going to serve you any purpose to have known stuff in your lifetime that we learned as 10-year-olds. The world's moved on. I mean, we don't need to remember how to fully put a Betamax and connect it to the TV, do we?
Yeah.
So I can see why we would forget things, but then that's used, I think, against us by some people who deliberately don't want us to remember certain things.
I think that's a very valid distinction, actually, Mark. And you're right, we do remove certain things from our brain, or the certain things drop out of our brain. It's a bit like random access memory on a computer. It's there at the front of your brain when you need it, but when you no longer need it, it drops out. And so the RAM memory gets replaced all the time. Or defragmenting the drive, where you have bits of stuff all over the place, and then the defragmenter comes in and puts all of those slots of information in the right place, and it just gets parked. I was laying in bed the other night, like I do very early hours of the morning, pondering all sorts of things. And I was thinking about some of the stuff that we did when we served in the Royal Navy. And I was trying to remember codes, the white book that we use.
Would we be allowed to speak them to air now?
Probably, I would imagine that they're unrestricted. If I was trying to remember them, it becomes very, very hazy, trying to sort of claw that stuff up. And I beat myself up for why I can't remember it. And I think, so why the hell would I remember it? I haven't used that stuff for 40 years. It's not necessary. It's not there. It doesn't need to be there. So our memories do fade. Things that we have done, we become a bit more forgetful about. Whether we actually forget the lessons of the past, it's not whether we remember enough stuff. It's one thing to sort of know about what's gone on, it to know about history. It's another thing to actually act on it. And so sometimes when lessons are learned, new contexts can make those old things less effective, those old solutions less effective. So how do we not forget